Let's take this to the political power panel. Former Deputy Campaign Director George H.W. Bush, Mark Serrano. We got Democrat strategist Danielle McLaughlin. Mark, how many Democrats does it take to fix a mic? I'm joking, but that's the joke flying around D.C. right now.
Hey, Liz, mic check. Can you hear me? Of course you can, because you have a professional organization that makes things work. You know, look at the moon. It's a nice, beautiful moon. I mean, how ridiculous was that? And yet it's so symbolic in a way, if you think about it, because Democrats can't make things work. They couldn't even make a website work for Obamacare. They can't make their microphone work on the steps of the Capitol. But more importantly, that didn't stop them from talking. They made speeches for 45 minutes despite the fact that nobody could hear them. That is symbolic of their relationship with the American people. The American people stopped listening to them a long time ago, yet they still keep yapping and talking and get nothing done.
Danielle, here's what was driving the protest last night. It was about the temporary travel halt. And let's do a flashback here. Remember back in Paris in 2015, November, there was that horrific terrorist massacre. Back then, Chuck Schumer considered a refugee pause in 2015. We also had 80 sitting Democrats voting to ban visas from some Muslim countries starting 2002. Also 2015, President Obama signed a law saying basically exactly what, Trump is doing now, stop the travel from these same terror hotspots. So what's the problem?
They're really different. I think that's the problem.
Why?
They're very different for a number of reasons. Number one, the executive order from Donald Trump reaches permanent resident green card holders.
No, it doesn't. They're fixing that.
Well, they're fixing that, but what we're talking about is the uproar that we've seen, the protests at airports and all these other things. It also affects people with visas that are for immigrant purposes, so PhD students. We've got people who are here studying. We've got family members and other things. So this isn't about visa waiver programs. This isn't about the Iraq 2011 halt. It's different. It's broader, and that's the problem.
I hear what you're saying. Here's the thing, Mark. What Danielle is bringing up is an important issue. We have a problem, people coming here being naturalized or coming on visas. The 9/11 hijackers, the terrorists there, came in on student visas. We have 500,000 people overstaying their visas. And listen to this, Mark. We had Hillary Clinton telling a private group in 2013 that Jordan, the country of Jordan, quote, can't possibly vet all those Syrian refugees. So they don't know if jihadis are coming in along with legitimate refugees. I just don't understand the flip-flop on the part of the Democrats on this issue about keeping Americans safe. Go.
Well, here's what's different. What's different is who's in the White House. That's the only thing that's different, is the Democrats are politicizing national security. And that's what they've been doing it since Saturday with the rollout of this executive order. And the reality is 57% of Americans still support the executive order. It's the reason why many of them elected Donald Trump as president in the 30 out of 50 states across the country. And let me tell you something. Going back to November 2015, 100 people slaughtered in the Bataclan Club. And the reason why was because a guy who came into France under a Syrian refugee status was one of the slaughterers. And that's what we're trying to avoid here. But the Democrats instead want to politicize it, and they want to claim that Donald Trump is a bigot, and yet they're the ones who identified these 7 same countries that we should restrict immigration from and take a pause. It's merely a pause so we can strengthen an abominable vetting system that President Obama had in place.
I'm sorry we got to go. We ran out of time. But, viewer, I just want to give you the recap. You've heard the numbers. We've been reporting it. 91 terror plots since the 9/11 attacks. 149 terrorists involved. Under Obama, there were at least 10 terror attacks, 113 people killed here in the United States, 400 injured. That's what the Trump administration is seeing right now. Thank you, Mark and Danielle. We're going to see you again shortly.